When laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. A gun is made for one purpose, to kill. The highway patrol, the armed forces, the police, and veteran sportsmen all stress this grim fact. But in the careless hands of a novice, a gun too often becomes a plaything. When that happens, tragedy is close at hand. Here were all the ingredients for such a tragedy. A present from a doting father to his son. A new .22 rifle with no instruction. Considered safe because it was empty.
Stick 'em up. Bang, bang, you're dead. Hey, that's a real gun. Oh, man, a real gun.
Of course it is. What'd you think it was?
Where'd you get it, Chet?
My dad bought it for me.
I bet he doesn't know you're playing with it, though.
He doesn't care. He told me I could.
I did not.
He did so. Real parents aren't like foster parents, you know.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Nelson are okay. Hey, you got any bullets for it?
Not yet, but I will have.
Come on, let me just look at it, huh?
No, you don't know anything about it. You might bust it.
I know as much about real guns as you.
Yeah, I suppose you've got one.
Yes, I have.
Prove it. Huh. You can't prove it. You haven't got a gun or anything else. You're just a big mouth.
All right, I will prove it. I've got a gun, and bullets, too. I'll show you. Well, here it is, see? And bullets, too. Almost a whole box of them.
What kind of a .22 is that?
Oh, it's just a .22.
What's that for?
I think that's how you open it.
Mine's not like that. Mine's a pump.
I like mine better. Boy, this is keen. I bet I could hit a... Hey, those are my bullets. Give them back.
I will. I just want to see how this works.
Better be careful, Chet. Better take those out of there.
All I have to do is pull this up and they'll come out.
I didn't do it, Mrs. Bates. Chet, he... Chet! Oh! Oh!
Ruth, what happened? Chet's been shot. Danny shot him. Oh, no. Well, I'll get help. Oh, baby. Oh.
Highway Patrol, Hoffman speaking. What's the address? Yes, ma'am, we'll send an ambulance.
Ambulance for what?
Shooting at 477 Frontier Drive, Mountain View. The victim is a 10-year-old boy.
Who's the nearest unit?
Garvey.
Send him over. I'll meet him there.
Yes, sir.
Now, Ruth, come on. The ambulance will be here soon. I've called Lyle. He's coming home right away.
Oh, my boy, my boy.
I know. But please don't let him see you be so upset. It'll make him feel worse. Try not.
Matthews, Highway Patrol. When did it happen?
Just a few minutes ago. I didn't know whether to move him or not. This is his mother, Mrs. Bates. Bruce.
You better take her back to the house.
Come on.
How bad?
He's alive.
How did it happen?
I don't know yet.
You stay with him. By the way, is that the rifle?
Yeah.
Now check it.
Right.
Ruth, he's going to be all right. The ambulance will come. We'll get him to the hospital. He's going to be all...
Tell me exactly what happened.
Oh, she's in here, Lyle. That's his father. I called him.
You found the boy?
No, I heard the shot. Then I heard Ruth scream. And then I ran into the garage, and there she was with Chet.
You live next door?
Yes, I do.
Ruth, how did it happen? How? There were no shells for that gun. It was empty.
Danny Sears did it.
Danny, that orphan kid.
Yes, I heard a gun go off. I came out and caught Danny running out of the garage. He had a rifle. Then I saw Chet. Danny just turned and ran.
Mary, I knew he'd cause trouble. An orphan. You had no right to bring him into this neighborhood. You didn't know what kind of a kid he'd be. Vicious, no good. Well, he's going to pay for this.
All right, take it easy, Bates.
Look, he shot my son. I want him found and punished.
Let us handle this, will you?
The ambulance.
I'll get an APB out on the boy. Can you describe him?
Oh, yes, sir, I will. He's a blonde boy.
Not to me, to the officer, please. Matthews, APB on the Sears kid. Here's the description. Hold on.
He's a blonde boy with brown eyes. He's 10 years old. He weighs 80 pounds.
Mrs. Bates went along in the ambulance. Husband's inside. He's pretty broken up. You want to talk to him?
No. Has he got any idea where the boy might be?
Just the woods.
What about the gun?
There's a spent round in the chamber and a live one in the tube. Safety was off.
Oh, Mr. Matthews, come in.
Thank you. Danny's a foster child here, isn't he?
Yes, he's been with us for 2 months. He's a very good boy, Mr. Matthews.
Where'd you get the rifle?
Well, I'm afraid it's my husband's. It was in that closet on the shelf, but it's gone.
What about the shells?
They were in a box on the shelf, too. They're gone. I have told Danny not to play with that gun, that he was too young, but it's the first time he's ever disobeyed.
With a rifle. It only takes once. Did he have reason to disobey?
Well, I don't know how you feel, but I think he did.
What do you mean?
Danny's been up for adoption for 8 years. He never got it. Instead, he's been moved from one foster home to another. The welfare department gives $55 a month for board and keep, and $10 for clothing and spending money.
Well, that spreads it pretty thin to cover necessities.
Yes, especially when his playmates have everything. It's hard for Danny to realize that he's as important as they are. I think that's why he took the gun, Mr. Matthews, to feel as important as Chet Bates. But Danny wouldn't shoot anybody, not Danny.
Well, you see, anybody with a gun and ammunition can shoot somebody.
But not intentionally.
Why did he run?
No matter how this happened, it was a terrible crisis. And Danny is all alone. He hasn't got one single person in the world that he feels he can trust. Not one. That he thinks will listen to him and believe what he has to say. Not even me. You see, a boy builds this kind of faith slowly, Mr. Matthews. In the meantime, he runs.
When I was a kid, I had a hiding place. You think Danny might have one in the woods, maybe?
Maybe, I don't know.
Or a former home he might try to get back to.
Oh, no, not that, I'm sure.
Your foster parent license says nothing about love or understanding. Well, you've given Danny more than most kids have ever had.
Oh, Lyle. Have you heard from the hospital yet?
No. That's not why I'm here, Mary. I want to know why Mr. Matthews was in here chatting with you when he knew that boy was getting away in the woods. My wife told him.
Lyle, won't you sit down, please? Look, both of our boys are in desperate trouble. The least we can do is keep our heads. I can't tell you how I feel about this terrible accident, but...
Accident? That was no accident, Mary. Danny shot Chet.
We don't know that.
My wife saw him. He had a gun.
So did Chet.
Chet's gun had no ammunition, Mary. Chet's gun was harmless. What happened over there was done by a violent, irresponsible boy with no background, no home. A vicious brat so jealous of decent people he had to get even.
You stop that. You have no right to talk about my boy that way.
Right. No right when my boy's dying. I just remembered something, Mary. Chet took me up in those woods and showed me where he and Danny play.
Where? We've got to tell Mr. Matthews.
Oh, no. I'm going after Danny myself right now. He has to be punished, Mary. And if I have to, I'll kill him.
How?
Hi there. You plan on killing me, young fella?
No, sir.
Well, I think your gun does. It's pointed right straight at me. Well, now, that's better. You know, them things always make me jumpy. Guns got no conscience, you know. Know what I mean?
I'm sorry.
I'm Pete Burgess. Who are you?
Danny. Danny Sears.
Who are you expecting, Danny?
I'm not expecting anybody.
Hey, that's a good-looking rifle you got there. Had it long?
Sure. A long time. Why?
Well, like I said, guns make me jumpy.
This can't hurt you. It's empty.
Well, that's the one thing in this world you don't take no man's word for, Danny. An empty gun. Come on, sit down. Let's chin a spell. Danny, my boy, you're in trouble. What is it, son? Did you do something wrong?
No, I didn't do it.
But they think you did, huh?
They think I shot Chet Bates,
Oh.
the kid next door. He put some bullets in his MiG-22. Then tried to get him out. It went off. It's all my fault.
Your fault?
I stole the bullets. It'd never happen if I hadn't stole the bullets. Now they're all after me. The cops, Mr. Bates, and even my own even Mrs. Nelson.
Nothing. Nobody I've talked to seen either one of them.
Well, Johnson and Turner are negative, too. Check the James Ranch. I'll be in touch with you.
Okay. If we draw a blank this time, I guess we start walking, huh?
You're so right.
Boy, Mr. Burgess, this is swell.
Well, that's no sissy sandwich, Danny. I made it myself. You know, Danny, you may not be in it as deep as you think. Police have a way of getting to the bottom of things, and it's smart to put your fate in their hands. Well, I remember one time when...
It's him. It's Mr. Bates. He's coming after me.
Well, all right, then. Now you go right over in that little ravine and hide. And if I think you ought to make yourself scarce, I'll drop my hat. See? I'll get going. Hi.
Have you seen a young boy around here?
Well, boys are running through here all the time. Scare the squirrels half to death. It's kind of nice to have it quiet once in a while. Oh, care to sit down?
Oh, I'm looking for a young boy named Danny Sears. He's about 10. He has a gun. Have you seen him?
10 years old with a gun? Hey, that's pretty young.
Yeah, well, he stole it. In a box of shells. He's a menace.
Well, that sounds like a job for the police, not you.
It's a job for me. He shot my son.
How do you know he shot your son? What proof do you have?
He ran. That's proof enough. He ran.
Oh, mister, didn't you ever run from anything?
Look, what's the matter with you? What are you arguing with everything I say for? Did you see the kid or didn't you?
Well, in your state of mind, I don't know as I'd tell you if I had.
Oh, you old fool. You usually eat 2 sandwiches at the same time. Look, he was here. You've been stalling me.
Well, now, wait. This is wrong. This is all wrong.
Look, he is here, isn't he?
No, wait.
Oh, get up. Danny! Danny! You might as well give up, you little sneak. How far will you drop?
$21.50 to 2016.
2016 by.
I've come up the road about 2 miles. I'm at the left fork. I'm going to a place called Pete's Lodge. 10-4?
10-4.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Matthews, Highway Patrol.
Mr. Matthews, I was just trying to call you.
What about?
You're looking for a boy, Danny Sears, 10 years old?
That's right. Where is he?
Well, right now, I'm not sure. But you got him all wrong. He didn't shoot that other boy. Danny's gun hasn't been fired.
Does he still get the rifle?
Well, I hope so. I might have helped him if I hadn't have twisted my ankle.
What do you mean, helped him?
Well, Bates came after him. I tried to hold him off, but I didn't do a very good job. Now, that was 15 or 20 minutes ago. You better get up there.
What's the quickest way?
Up the trail, about a quarter mile, you'll find a log. There's a little wash leads off to the right. Danny took that. Now, he's got a head start, but not much.
All right, I'll find it.
Danny! Danny, come out of there! Do you hear me, Danny? You're cornered, kid. You better come out now.
Mr. Bates, it was an accident.
You shot Chet, Danny.
No, I didn't. It was an accident, honest.
You come out here and tell me that lie to my face. Are you coming out? If not, I'm coming in after you. You're not getting away anymore.
Mr. Bates, if you don't leave me alone, I'll shoot you.
You shot Chet, all right. But I don't think you can shoot me, Danny.
I mean it, Mr. Bates. I will.
I'll give you one last chance to come out. All right, Danny. You've had your chance. I'm coming in after you.
Bates! Well, get back. I said get back.
That kid's in there with a loaded gun. He threatened to use it on me.
You're lucky he didn't. Now get out of here. Danny, can you hear me? I'm Matthews, Highway Patrol. Bates is not going to hurt you. Now come on out. We're not playing games. Come on out. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Put the gun down and come on out.
Leave me alone. If you don't leave me alone, I'll shoot you.
Danny, I want to talk to you. Do you understand? I have to. Come on out.
Leave me alone. Just leave me alone.
Miss Matthews.
Yeah, what?
Just got a call from headquarters. Bates boy's gonna be all right. Slug came from his own gun. They think sure it's an accident. Loading 2 binds. The kid probably tried to get the shell out.
I'm going to try something else. You two stay here.
Right.
Danny, I got news for you. Chet's going to be all right.
I'm glad.
You want to come out and tell me how it happened, or should I tell you?
How do you know? You weren't there.
We have ways of finding out things. Chet felt pretty good about that gun of his. You did him one better. You had a gun and shells. He tried to load it and fouled up, shot himself. You got scared and ran. If I'm wrong, stay where you are. If I'm right, come on out.
It's okay. It's empty.
Let's go.
I don't know what to say.
You knew Danny was hiding there and you wouldn't tell us. You wanted to punish him yourself. Look, Danny's an orphan. Orphans get pushed around. Let me tell you something, Bates. They're not criminals. They're just kids. Remember that. Another thing. A gun isn't a toy. It's a killer. What do you say we get down to the hospital? Danny, we'll drop you over at the house. Your mom's waiting for you. Let's go. See Highway Patrol again next week. Until then, remember, it isn't what you drive, but how you drive that counts. This is Broderick Crawford saying, see you next week.